Hi, welcome to Crafternoon. My name is Rachel and I'll be helping you make this month's craft, our warm heart string art. So if you've already been to the library and you've picked up one of our craft packs, like this, grab your scissors and let's get started. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint your board. So take that out of your sack and we're going to paint the front and the back. So the side with the nails and this back section. Don't worry about the edges yet. So with that, you're just going to take your little container of white paint and your sponge. And I started on mine with the back. Just dip it in and you start from the edges and kind of make long strokes. It makes it a little bit easier so it doesn't clump up. So you can just go across over there and you're doing long strokes across. I won't paint all the back for you. And then you continue doing the same thing on the front. Now if you notice on this one, I painted all around, and we want to paint inside the heart and around the heart, and it's harder to get long strokes on these guys. So just do the best you can. You can pounce or just try to stroke out the edge and then the inside, do the best you can. Now on mine, I painted the nails, and now that wasn't necessarily intentional, but I'm a messy painter, as you know, my clothes, my desk, part of my garage can attest. So what I did is I painted on the edges of my nails and also on the tops of my nails too, but that's really your preference. Now on my demonstration, I did one coat with a little touch up on some of the bare spots. Now it all depends on if you want a heavy white coat or if you want something a little bit more unfinished looking. I kind of went halfway between the two with 1.5 coats. So there's plenty of paint that I gave you, so feel free if you want it a little bit more denser to add 2 or 3 coats. It's really up to you. So once you've got the front and the back covered in white, then you're just going to take your little paint container of the kind of tropical pink color. Now you can open this up and pour this into another container, or you can just open up your package and dip your sponge right in. I'm just going to dip my sponge right in if I get the package open. And we're just going to paint along the edges. Now with this project you can just sit it out on a table like I'm doing here, or you can get a hook to put on the back to hang on the wall. Either way, it's probably best to do all the way around, just in case you can see the bottoms when you hang it, or just however you choose to display it. So just take your corner, oops, wrong corner. I just use the other edge of my sponge. Put it in there. Set it down on my lid of my other package. And then again, you're just going to be painting the edge. And on mine, I put 2 coats around my edges. And again, it's all your preference, how heavy you want the paint to look. So just go around painting all 4 edges. And then you let that dry. And this is a flat paint, especially the white paint on top. That's just a primer, so that's going to dry pretty quickly. So grab yourself a cup of coffee, cookie, and take a break. And then once that's dry, then you get to do the fun part. Now I have to tell you, when I was making these boards, that's a lot of nails to get all the boards done. And in fact, it's over 1,200 nails that I hammered. And I began to discover why like some of these carpenters seem so really quiet and zen. It's probably because when you're hammering, you're just like 5 pounds on the scale, bang. That bill's due already, bang. What'd you say to me? Bang. 1,200 times. I'm feeling cool and chill, let me tell you. So let's get started. You can't do. So with your string, or sorry, your yarn, which I like this, it's nice and fuzzy and textural, isn't it? I started at the bottom, on this bottom nail here, if you can see. And you're just going to use the string and you're going to tie a knot around that bottom nail. So just give it a good knot. Now from here on out, it's pretty much, well, after we do the outline, let me do that part first. So we're going to outline the heart first. And what you're going to do is you're just going to weave in and out of the nails, all the way around the heart. So just up and down. And I'll do this, it's kind of hard facing you with doing that, but we'll try. Just in and out, all the way around. So, and then once you get to that center point up at the top, up here at the peak of your heart, just wrap around that twice. It kind of gives you a little bit more security. So just around that twice, and then start going back and forth again, weaving in and out. And then once we get down to the end, we're going to weave back the other direction. Now if you'll notice on your nails, when it weaves inside and outside, we're going to start on the side of the nail that doesn't have the yarn against it yet. So for example, my yarn on this nail is on the outside, so I'm going to start weaving back in on the inside so that it has yarn on its side too. And then again, you can just push the yarn down a little bit. This will just help make your project look a little bit more complete, especially from the sides. So all the way down, and once you get to that top of your heart, string it around it again, and then just start weaving all the way around the rest. Weaving. There we are, almost to the end. And then once you get down here, this is when your creativity comes through. It's really however you want it to look. Now you can make it a loose coverage so you can see a lot of the background, or you can do a heavy coverage. It's really all about what you want. The thing is to keep your strings tight. So what I do is I just start from the top and a little bit to the right of it. Do your big pieces first. Then I just start stringing around, kind of diagonal, so it pulls it nice and tight and does a lot of coverage. See, I'm just kind of going around this way. And then I'll go down here, then up like this. And like I said, stop whenever you feel like you've covered enough. Like here's kind of a light coverage. I did mine a little bit heavier, as you can see here, because I just like the fuzzy heart. So that's how I ended up doing mine. So once you get it covered as much as you like, snip the yarn off and just tie a knot, then snip your yarn. And then cut off any edge that you have left. And if you have like one sticking out, just tuck it up in the rest of the yarn. You won't be able to tell. So then you'll end up with your nice fuzzy warm heart. But just wait, we gotta add some bling. So from your bag, take out your little diamond strand here and your little glue packet. Then just snip the corner of your glue packet, like that. And then we're just going to run it along the top, on the sides, bottoms, all the way around. Now if you know that you're going to be sitting it down and you want to have a flat surface, you don't have to do the bottom. I did mine all the way around because I might end up hanging it. So all you do is put your line of glue along the top, like that. I'm not going to squeeze out my glue because I'll get my fingers messy. Oh, what the heck, let's do it. Here's some glue, squeeze it out. You can spread some with your finger. It dries clear, so don't even worry about it if you think, oh no, this ain't gonna work. You got it. String it down. Then, when you're starting on top, leave a little bit hanging off the edge. That way your end doesn't end on the corner. So in case it gets loose from the glue, then it's not gonna flip up and look kind of funky. So let it hang over a little bit where you start. And put the diamond side up. And I'm doing mine kind of close to the edge so that you can see it a little bit better if it's hung on the wall. And just press it down into your glue. And then just continue all the way around, or you can skip the bottom if you'd like. But if you are going to skip at the bottom, start on one of the edges down here and then go around this direction. That way it ends without having to cut off in the middle. Press that down and let that dry. And then at the end, you will have our warm heart string art for Valentine's Day. Thank you for joining me today, and next month we'll be doing a wee little fairy lantern. So I'll see you next month. Thank you.